lights. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to Vista High School's May 2019 commencement exercises. Would you please join the senior class and rise as we honor America for the presentation of the colors by the COFA Marine Corps JROTC, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Vista High School student Esmeralda Hernandez.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as the colors exit the flag.
Thank you, Esmeralda, and thank you to COFA's Marine Corps JROTC. Please be seated. On behalf of the governing board of the Yuma Union High School District and the administrators, faculty, and staff of Vista High School, it is my pleasure to welcome each of you, your parents, and your special guests to Snyder Auditorium for the May 2019 commencement exercises for Vista High School. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce tonight's honored guests. Addressing our graduates in a moment in a commencement speech, the Honorable Arizona Supreme Court Justice Andrew W. Gould. Thank you for joining us, Justice Gould. Representing the Yuma Union High School District Number 70 Governing Board members, Mrs. Jacqueline Kravitz, Mrs. Shelley Mellon, and Mr. Philip Townsend. I would like to also welcome the following distinguished guests to the stage. Ms. Gina Thompson, Superintendent of the Yuma Union High School District. Ms. Lisa Anderson, Associate Superintendent of the Yuma Union High School District. Mr. Tim Brianza, Associate Superintendent of the Yuma Union High School District. And not on stage, but very glad that he was able to join us in the audience today, Mr. Sharp, Mr. Mike Sharp, Principal of COFA High School. Representing Vista High School on the stage, we have Soledad Rodriguez, our Director of Guidance. Finally, representing the faculty of Vista are our honor guards, who have been chosen by our graduating seniors. Please stand, honor guards, so that you may be recognized. Thank you. Our first speaker tonight is the Honorable Justice Andrew Gould. It is a great honor to have him share with us what I am sure will be great words of wisdom and inspiration. Justice Gould has been kind enough to join us on a number of times in the past few years, and we are grateful. Andrew Gould is a current justice on the Arizona Supreme Court. Before being appointed to the Arizona Supreme Court, he served on the Arizona Court of Appeals, and from 1999 to 2011, he served the Yuma courts in various capacities as Deputy County Attorney, as the Chief Civil Deputy for the Yuma County Attorney's Office, and as Judge on the Yuma County Superior Court. At this time, I would like to welcome to the podium our commencement speaker, the Honorable Andrew Gould. Before turning over the podium, I would like to present Justice Gould with a token of gratitude from the Vista High School Student Council and Class of 2019. On behalf of Vista High School and the Class of 2019, thank you very much.
Everywhere I go, I always have to lower the microphone a little bit. My dad always told me that a man is measured from here to here, so I'm not going to worry about my height. This is the third time I've come down here to speak. I don't know if it's 3 consecutive years or 3 total. It's always a joy for me to come back down here to Yuma, and as I've told Phil Townsend and all the school board members and Ms. Thompson, this is my favorite graduation because the enthusiasm here, the sense of accomplishment is unlike any other graduation that I've been to, that I've spoken at. So thank you for having me. I want to just share a story with you for a minute, and I think you can learn some lessons from it. It's my story. Oftentimes when people see me, they think, well, you know, you're on the Supreme Court, you must have always had a plan. You had an idea that you're going to become a lawyer and become a judge, and you followed through that plan, and things worked out exactly the way you thought they would, and it's simply not true. When I was a young boy, and all through school, high school, I wanted to go to West Point. I wanted to be a military officer. That was my dream. I prayed every night that I could make it into West Point, that I could be an officer. I wanted to be a general. I wanted to jump out of airplanes. I wanted to serve in all the different parts of the world. When I was a young boy, the Vietnam War was still going on, and I saw how young men and women were serving, and I wanted to be a part of that. So that was my dream. And when I got to my senior year in high school, I went to a military academy, New Mexico Military Academy. I got accepted in that program. It's an academy that is meant to prep you to go to one of the 4 military academies, and it was also a place where my childhood hero, Roger Staubach, who was a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys back in the 70s, went, and so I thought this was going to be my way to accomplish my dream. And I remember every morning after first period, there was a chapel outside the class, and I would go to another class, and I'd stop in that chapel, and I would pray that I could be accepted into West Point, and I could accomplish my dream. And I did not get into West Point. And I, in fact, had no plan at all when I received that news. I hadn't applied anywhere else. I hadn't thought for a minute on what I would do with my life, because that's the only thing I ever wanted to do. It's the only thing I ever thought about. It was my dream. And I did not make it in. And so I worked in a gas station for a couple of years and helped manage a gas station, and really couldn't see any path for me to do anything because the thing I wanted to do, I couldn't do. And finally, my parents, who were always there for me, encouraged me to go to college. And I thought, well, if I can't go to West Point, I'll become an officer in the Marine Corps. Next best thing for me. And so I went to college, and I applied for the officer candidate school in the Marine Corps. And my freshman year, they rejected my application. So I applied my sophomore year, and they accepted me. And I went down to Quantico that summer for the first part of the training, and I got a kidney stone. And so they had to send me home. So then the next year I applied again and they wouldn't take me back in. I tried again my senior year and they wouldn't accept me. So I had talked to some people and I received some encouragement from my parents about trying law school. And so I applied my senior year to law school in college. And that same year I had fallen in love with a girl who I thought I was going to marry. She wanted to go to law school too. And I got into a school called Washington and Lee. It's a school in Virginia. She couldn't get into Washington and Lee, but she got into a school about 3 hours south, Wake Forest University. So our plan was that we would be close to each other in these two law schools, and we'd be able to see each other on the weekends. So her law school started about 2 weeks before mine. I arrived at my law school and couldn't wait to go down and see her that first weekend. And so I took the bus down to Wake Forest that first weekend of law school, and she told me that she was seeing somebody else. And so again, my world kind of came crashing down around me, and I quit law school. And I went home. And I worked in a delicatessen for a couple of years, just making sandwiches, helping cook food. And I thought, maybe I'll do something with my life, but law school's not for me. My mother at the time told me I should try again. I wasn't interested in trying. I figured I'd had a couple of dreams and they both had fallen flat, and it just was time to move on with life and do something else. So, unbeknownst to me, she wrote and got the applications. Things were different back then, and I filled them out. I wasn't very excited about it, and I applied, and I was accepted. And she encouraged me to go. All her life, she had worked as a secretary, a lot of those years as a secretary in a law firm. And so I went to law school, and it was a great privilege to go. I felt that I finally was doing something that I'd wanted to do, but my last semester, all my money ran out. There were no more scholarships left for me. There was no money for me to finish. The law school was not going to allow me to come back for my last semester. And right around that time, my mother, who was disabled, got a settlement from Social Security, and it was about $2,000, which is what I was short. And when she got the check, she paid off my law school, and I was able to finish. And when I finished law school, I had to take the bar exam. Before you can practice law, you have to take what's called a bar exam. And so I got some materials together and I took a review course. And at that time I was living with my parents again. And I remember we were in a 2-room apartment. There wasn't a lot of space in the apartment. I really didn't have any place to study, so I studied on my bed. And my dad came home one day. He had found a desk in the garbage. And he pulled it out and he put it up on a couple of cinder blocks. And he said, "Now you can study." And so I did. I studied for the bar exam on that old desk. And it's because of that that I was able to make it through the exam and start practicing law. And my career began from there. Why do I tell you this story? What's the point of it? There's 5 things that I want you to learn from that story. I hope that you learn from that story. First, for me, my faith always kept me strong throughout it. And if you have faith, if you have something outside of you that is greater than you, it can help you make it through those times. Second, always have a plan B, because plan A never works out. In fact, if plan A works out, there's probably something wrong with it. So as you plan for things and you have these dreams and goals in your life, and you see it's not working out, have another idea, have a backup plan, because that's usually the plan that will work out. Third, it seems like whenever you're on the verge of accomplishing something, there's always a barrier that gets put up. For me, I would run into something emotional like the relationship or rejection or something as simple as not having a desk to study on. And what I would tell you is, when you face that barrier just on the brink of accomplishing something, you need to push through, because that last barrier tells you you're on the right path. Don't let that final thing stop you. Fourth, there is absolutely no substitute for hard work and perseverance. You have to stay at these things. You're going to meet obstacles, and you can't get discouraged. You have to keep trying. It's hard work and perseverance that makes it for you. There's a lot of bright people in this world. There's a lot of people who have a lot of gifts and talents, and they never do anything with them. The people that succeed are the people that persevere. Never give up. And last, I would tell you, treasure those people in your life that believe in you, because they are invaluable. For me, it was my mother. She inspired me. She encouraged me all my life. And I'd always wanted her to share in my success. You know, it's just sort of the sad irony in life that the day I got sworn in on the Supreme Court, she was passing away. But it reminded me that I treasure how she encouraged me. And it made me think of something. If any of you have ever seen the movie Saving Private Ryan, at the very end, when the lieutenant is dying and Ryan comes up to him, he says, "Make it count." And for you, I would tell you, for those people that believe in you, for those people that encourage you, they sacrifice so much for you. You can never pay them back, but make it count. Make their sacrifice, make their belief in you count. I'm so happy to be here today. Mom, I hope you're watching. I hope you're proud of me. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Gold. At this time, I would like to welcome the first of two outstanding students who will speak tonight. These two students represent all of you. You have all had different reasons for choosing Vista, and you stand before me today, all of you successes. The first student I would like to welcome is Joanna Martinez Garcia. Joanna has clawed her way through 2 years worth of school in 1 year's time, like many of you have. It came down to the wire for Joanna, but she did make it. Joanna is strong, she's full of life, she has lots of vivacity, and her go-get-em attitude will take her far. Please welcome to the podium, Joanna Martinez Garcia.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, graduates. Thank you all for coming out tonight to Vista High School class of 2019. Looking out into the crowd and seeing my former classmates, I can't help but realize how close we have grown this school year. We have overcome obstacles we didn't believe we'd be able to surpass, whether that be completing A+ courses or staying after school for Lobo. The road to success is through commitment and having the strength to thrive the commitment when times get rough. It can be hard to stay true to your dreams and aspirations when those times are rough. Starting my senior year with sophomore credits and being up here today with my senior class of 2019, makes me extremely happy because I know I'm now a stronger individual and I can surpass anything thrown my way. There is no better feeling than to see the reactions of those who said I wouldn't graduate on time. Showing no interest and caring about my education only slid for so long. It was only a matter of time for me to realize that my dreams and aspirations to a better future are what keeps me motivated to advocate for myself and my loved ones. We came to Vista High School for various reasons: lack of credits, absences, whatever the reason may be. We all share one common interest: obtaining our high school diploma. Despite the obstacles my classmates and I are faced with throughout the school year, we were the ones who chose to not give up. My childhood idol once said, "Everybody makes mistakes, everybody has those days." Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Completing the classes I needed to graduate in the last 2 months was not the smartest idea, but yet again, effective. I tend to work better under pressure, and I haven't had the jolliest nor average high school experience, but Vista High School has truly made my senior year memorable and meaningful. I have grown close to several of my teachers, and I'd like to take a moment to let our teachers know how much we appreciate them. This wouldn't have been possible without them. Thank you for putting up with me all year, and thank you for feeding our brains with knowledge and making this school year memorable. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. Our next address will be given by Julius Hernandez. Julius is very humble, so I won't say a lot, but I hope he will let me say just a little. Julius has a very sharp mind. I think he wrote his speech in its entirety like 10 minutes after I told him to or invited him to, and it's a wonderful speech. And he's also a deep thinker who I think will keep asking great questions as he continues his education next year in college, where he plans to study social work. Please welcome to the stage and the podium, Julius Hernandez.
Good evening, graduates, classmates, and honored guests. Time flies pretty fast in high school. It's hard to believe that after this, all of us will have different but exciting paths in our lives. Whatever you plan to do or are doing with your future, remember to never give up and be true to yourself. Today, we're thankful for all the opportunities we ever got at Vista High School. For example, the field trip to the Science Museum with Miss Palacios and the theater in Phoenix with Miss Brown was unforgettable. From mental and social health to hospitality and other CT classes and every other class, we can't fathom how thankful we are for the teachers, staff, and our families and friends that have helped us along the way. Some of us pushed through, while others took a little longer. Some of us had the best time of our lives, and some of us made mistakes, but that's okay. Progress is never linear. For example, I wasn't always very confident, and I used to be teased a lot for being different. But I eventually met friends who embraced me for who I really am. And I don't mention this often in public, but I'm actually autistic. However, some of us prefer to be called neurodiverse, which means we just like to communicate differently than others. Tonight, I want other neurodiverse people like me to see this as an example that nothing can stop us from achieving our dreams. In my future, I'd like to become a counselor to help others just like me or similar to me to help them live to their potential. Just as MLK said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Either way, here we are, at graduation and on a bright road to our futures. Before I finish this, I'd like to especially recognize 4 teachers that I think, in my opinion, went above and beyond. I'd like to thank Miss Brown, Mr. Jacobson, Mr. Lopez, and finally Miss Palacios for everything that you've done. Thank you, and thank you, class of 2019.
Thank you, Julius. Graduates, I am honored to be here to celebrate your achievements. You stand here today as success stories. My suspicion is that a number of you were told somewhere along the way that you wouldn't make it. I also suspect that a number of you had your own doubts. I'm glad you triumphed. And if it was a difficult journey, good. You will be all the stronger for it. When I think of your high school journey and of your journeys ahead, I'm reminded of an old Chinese proverb. It is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. When things weren't going your way in high school, maybe you cursed the darkness a few times, maybe a lot of times, and maybe with language not appropriate for school. But you found your light, your way forward, and it guided you to where you are today. There will be darkness ahead, there will be difficulties and setbacks. I'm going to quote Julius again, who was quoting Martin Luther King, and tell you, keep moving forward. Find your light, find your solution, find your way forward. You are resilient, you are resourceful, you are a pro at taking action. You are a pro at finding what works for you, and you will be a pro at finding the right thing for you in the future. The college that's right for you, the job that's right for you, the community that's right for you, the friends that are right for you. As you move forward with your futures, please know that your teachers and counselors throughout high school have dedicated themselves to you, and they have made every effort to prepare you for any goal that you may have set for yourselves. You are ready for whatever comes next. I would like to take this opportunity to express my appreciation to the class of 2019. Thank you. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you for your participation in school. This class has had a profound impact on the culture and school pride at Vista High School, and I do thank you for that. If you are a parent of a member of the class of 2019, I would like to thank you for your support of your son or daughter throughout high school. Please stand and be recognized. Tonight, I hope you enjoy the company of your graduates and savor their accomplishment. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Vista High School, it is with great pride that I present to you the class of 2019. At this time, Yuma Union High School Governing Board President, Philip Townsend, will certify the class of 2019 for graduation.
This is my 14th year on the governing board, and I think I've made all but one Vista graduation, and I have to say it's my favorite graduation. It's my favorite night to be here. It's an honor and a privilege to be here before you tonight. So with that, by the authority vested in me by the Arizona State Board of Education and the governing board of the Yuma Union High School District, I hereby accept and certify the Vista Alternative High School class of 2019 as duly qualified for graduation. They have met all the requirements of the state of Arizona and the Yuma Union High School District. The 2019 class of Vista High School qualifies for all the rights and privileges associated with this graduation and diploma. May I be the first to officially congratulate you as graduates of Vista High School. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Townsend. The class of 2019 will be introduced this evening by Miss Ruby Camarillo.
Edgar Acosta Eras. Luis Fernando Aguilar. Israel Lee Amadisto. Giriana Ariano Cabrera. Anthony James Bustos. Adam Camarillo. Alfredo Robledo Carrillo. Yael Coronado García. Joel Coronel. Kaylin Nicole DeCourse. Brian Jesus Escamilla. Eric Flores. Bryce Lindsay Gannon. José Pablo García Quiroz. Angel Gómez. Ariana González. Matthew Hartledge. Julius Hernandez. Esmeralda Alejandra Hernandez. Carlos Hernández Ríos. Lilian Hurtado Navarro. Cristian Eduardo Juárez Valenzuela. Brian Lang.
We love you.
Javier José López. Angel Luera. Joanna Martínez García. José Mendoza. Shauna Teresa Miller. Lydia Moran. Francisco Jesús Ortiz Beltrán. Diego Pérez. Aaron Rodriguez Pérez. Juan Andrés Rodríguez. Marley Rosales. Austin Sly Smith. Kimberly Dalila Velez. Zion Carrillo White. Kobe James Young.